Hey Jody, how you doing? Okay, I've got your latest iteration up here. Let's go ahead and take a look. I think the background image it's pretty good. It's an unusual approach. We're used to seeing a lot of beach scenes here, but I think this is really a nice, refreshing change. I think it's great. I love it. I think the background image is fantastic. So let's go ahead. Let's go with it, shall we? I think there's some things we can do to really improve the harmony of the ad. There's some things that just don't belong together. And I think the masked image of the frozen drink is one of those things. Number one, the color is just not harmonious with the background image. Plus, if you think about it theoretically, this is a scene from an indoor, very tranquil spa. It's not likely that a client would bring a frozen drink into the spa in a glass um, in a glass. This seems like it would be more poolside or even at the beach or at a cabana bar outside. But this doesn't seem like something that would be appropriate for an indoor, very tranquil, very relaxed, very quiet spa setting. Does that make sense? I think a different masked image in this particular case would suffice quite nicely. Maybe even a masked out crystal or something that has to do, maybe some healing stones or something over here, a little pile of healing stones. We see them here, but maybe over here. I don't know, something that would correspond much more appropriately with the background image. The next thing I want to mention is, now don't forget your type. The type was a different typeface, so we want to get that um, set in. Arial bold for the headline, Arial bold italic for the subhead, and Arial regular for the body copy. Now, what I would recommend is reconfiguring the composition a little bit. Now, the address at the bottom, it's really not visible at all. So what I would recommend is using a different color for that. You could even sample one of these lighter colors here. So watch my cursor. I think that if we'll place the logo right down here, I'm sorry, the contact information on the lower left-hand side. Then we can take this logo, really reduce the size and place it on the lower right-hand side. That's really going to clean up the top of the ad, and it's going to allow for much more expeditious placement of the headline and subhead. Right now, I think that the relax and unwind, we can increase the size of that headline a little bit. Now think of a newspaper. The headline is the largest, okay? Then, and I'm not talking about just scale size, I'm talking about the entire visual weight. The headline is the largest. Then the subhead is a little bit smaller, displaying a little bit less visual weight. And then the body copy would be the smallest, displaying the lightest amount of visual weight. And that all points to good hierarchy. So what I would recommend here is this, what we're, like I said, we're going to remove the logo, place it down here. So relax and unwind right here. Then underneath, and I would pull that margin in a little bit. I think you're too close to the left margin. Pull it in right about here. So headline, then subhead. Then underneath this, instead of giving these kind of three, like this bullet list type thing, try to compose a little written paragraph that describes Amethyst Bay and the promotion. So you have relax and unwind. We're all about relaxation and mental tranquility. Then a paragraph. Okay, so the paragraph would sit like something like this. Okay, I don't think the yellow and purple are working. They are complementary, but I don't think they're working in this situation. I think we can improve harmony. I would stick with the purple from the style guide. This is a different hue, or I should say, a different value of that hue. So you want to stick with that. You can also use white. I think a really neat technique would be to sample the color from the candle flame to set your type in. It's not pure white. It's a little bit off. It's got some yellow in it, so it won't advance too much in the composition as pure white would. But think about that as well. That could create some interesting relationships. Again, so in summary, also it looks like you're not all the way to the bleed line. This is exactly what happens when you don't pull your images to the bleed line. Imagine that this in an actual magazine ad. We've all seen it. It's misregistration. It's a little bit of a mistrim on the output bureaus department, but we've all seen it, and that's something we want to avoid. The best way to avoid that is to make sure your background image reaches all the way to the bleed guide. Okay, so then again, in summary, reduce the size of the logo, lower right-hand corner, recompose the typography and the color for the contact information, lower left corner. Pull your indent in a little bit, increase the size of the headline a little bit, subhead, different color, and then turn this kind of bullet list in here into just a little paragraph, informational paragraph. I think it'll look great. Oh, and also change out the masked image. I think it's going to be a great ad, Jody. I really do. I know you've gotten a little frustrated at times, and I get that. I mean, you're learning something new, and it's really, really frustrating when things don't work as we intend. So I get it. I totally get it. I mean, I remember like it was yesterday sitting in design classes as a design student many years ago. And experiencing the exact same sentiments, like this is frustrating. I mean, nothing's working for me. It'll work. You'll get there, and you'll. I guarantee you, in the next couple of days, your comfort level in Illustrator will far surpass where you're at right now. I promise you. I'm telling the truth. Keep working, Jody. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'd like to see those changes reflected for your final submission for the magazine ad. But before that, I'd like you to go ahead and address those comments, recompose the ad, and get it back to me either in this forum here. You can resubmit here, or in the general questions area of the discussion board, or even email to me, whatever's most comfortable to you. But I'd like to get this set and ready to go so we can start working on the banner ad. All right, great job. Thank you very much, Jody.